Welcome back to Wilson Time, boys.
Happy Halloween!
The Halloween edition. I'm supposed to be Link, but
Off a weekend bender.
yeah, it looked like I just got out of the tavern, slamming a couple back.
Well, I brought back an old favorite, Julius Pleaser, with a little bit of a twist to it. Guess I went down to Dante's 9 levels of hell.
Yeah.
And I'm back.
He's back at it.
Looking for a victory.
All right. Well, we're looking at week 8 now. Last week they didn't go as planned.
For neither one of us.
Man, it's been tough out there, boys.
Yeah, squad's not looking too hot right now.
Well, who knew that James Robinson was going to be better than Alvin Kamara? I just never would have pictured that, ever.
Who would have thought Devontae Freeman would have put up 0.8 points? Oh, wait. I did.
I think everybody did. No shocker there. Well, let's get right into it, boys. We're going to start off with our first segment like we did last week with our Ranker Roulette. So this is constantly updating, obviously, as the season goes, just to see where people kind of stand in our opinion. And
Yes.
Once again, we're going to pick somebody that we think looking like a champion, maybe. People that are looking, a little more prepared for the playoffs, and then who's heading on down to that Sacco. So
Agreed.
What do you think, Christian? When you got anybody to start with?
We're talking about championship bound right now, I would like to say my team, but that's unfortunately not the case. I'm going to have to go with possibly, man, this is a hard one. I feel like a lot of the top teams, I'm looking at them this week, and they might be taking an L. There's a possibility here.
Yeah,
But
there's a lot of injuries out there right now.
yeah, I'm just trying to think. I'm thinking Mav squad's still looking juicy out there. He had a rough week, nothing too fancy. But I would say with that Christian McCaffrey coming back, I think he's going to be excited because Mike Davis has fallen off the wagon a little bit.
Perfect.
He's came down to the 9th level of hell with Devontae Freeman. So I think when he gets McCaffrey back, that Stephon Diggs is still teaching. Herbert went off last week. Think that's a juicy keeper for next year, but
yeah, I like that Herbert as a keeper. That's for sure. I just think right now, thank God for Aaron Jones being out this week.
yeah, that'd be a teacher for you, buddy.
That $2 coming my way, my boy. Yeah, Matt.
A lot of draft cash going on this year, boys. Especially as of recently, I feel like people have just been slinging it out.
I know.
Make for an interesting year next year.
We'll definitely touch on some of that later, but
well, hopefully you have somebody championship bound and it doesn't take you 2 minutes like it did me. So
yeah, no, actually my championship bound team right now, as much as it pains me to say this, but I'm just looking at Calvin's squad. Mainly after that trade that he made with Gavi this week. I'm not the biggest proponent of the Zeke trade there, for Cal at least, but I'll touch on that later. But with that being said, the thing about Calvin's squad is Tom Brady's teaching Tom.
yeah.
Throwing Antonio Brown in the mix, please.
Yeah.
But I think with when Godwin gets back, everybody starts getting healthier, and Gronk's starting to come up. That's a nice QB to be having right there. He's gonna be a solid top 10.
Yeah.
Zeke is still. The thing about Zeke is the Cowboys are just so shitty, but yet
Their
he's still
offensive
top
line's
10
garbage.
running back right now. So
Yeah, we'll see.
yeah, we'll see. That's the thing. Like I
You
said.
gotta hold on to the football. I'm sure they'll probably try to tank this year and maybe just
But here's
set him out.
Here's what I think is the difference for Calvin. I really love Kareem Hunt. I think he's going to be top 10 all year for sure.
Even with Nick Chubb?
I believe so.
Dang.
I don't see why they couldn't even have. Nick Chubb, he won't finish his top 10 thanks to his injury, but I think they can still implement. Both of them were still playing before. Kareem Hunt only needs fucking 8 to 10 carries a game, and he's got 100 yards and a tutty. Trust me, I saw it happen to me when Chubb was still freaking alive. But really what sets Calvin apart, too, I think he just, his wide receiving core. That A.J. Brown trade, I was trying to trade Gavi for A.J. Brown. I was also just, looking at it all the time, just trying to figure out how to make it work. I love AJ Brown with
Yeah.
Ryan Tannehill.
He's
coming
been
back and
looking
teaching.
teachy.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not gonna lie. 3
getting
straight games of
so-
like 12+ points. Last game he just went off. He's
so many
looking.
targets.
He's looking prime. I think that whole offense is looking good. I think everybody's scared of the run.
But you throw in, Kenny Galladay, and I think Kenny Galladay's gonna be top 10, in my opinion. And I mean, he's got some depth now. I don't know what's gonna happen with Mark Ingram or not, but I just think his starting lineup.
all right, well, let's not like literally sit here and just like rub
Fuck
Cal
Calvin.
off until he has a fucking callus on his dong or something. But Jesus.
All right, well, let's move on to the playoff contenders then. Who do you think is going to be making those playoffs?
I'm making the playoffs. I still think. I think I had 3OD going to ship last week, but I think DK Metcalf fell down to earth a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm thinking 3OD is locked in there as a nice playoff push. I think he's gonna make it. Definitely he's gonna go out there. He's gonna teach a little bit. He might make a run in the playoffs. Definitely, he has a lot of talent on his squad. I wouldn't be surprised if he scares some people out there a little bit. Thing that kind of sucks for him is that Chase Claypool basically went down. He just trended down hard. Deontay Johnson's back, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Deontay Johnson's back, and
Yeah,
so I think
I
Chase
love that.
Claypool, because we always thought he was like that dark horse Chase Claypool, like came out just teaching, and then last game just throws up a fucking 2-pointer. Like I don't think they have enough. They have too many mouths to feed there, and I think he might get his, but he's not going to be a viable start every week.
Well, actually this just came to my mind, but I feel like DK Metcalf is like the new Iron Horse. Like he's just so massive, and he's just a physical specimen.
Yeah, like
I
he might just be thrown in on defense based off of that chase down he did on old Bubba Baker there.
Yeah. Oh, I know. See what he loves his horses too.
Rides him hard.
For me, I'm actually gonna, I think I'm gonna go with Nut for my playoff guy.
Wow,
that's
a real.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go a little more.
That's a
ballsy
real
with this
whizzer.
one. It is.
Willie whizzing.
He's whizzing in the right direction, I think.
Into the wind.
Maybe he's.
Wait, is the wind blowing away from him, or is the whiz
Well, that's
blowing
the
towards
thing.
him in the wind?
Depends how much he had to drink out there, how much whiz is coming out, but. No, I just think.
Really riding that.
Here's the thing with not Gabi, Nuts team.
Sorry, Guru.
Yeah, sorry, Gabi. You still ain't making it, bud. We'll get to that later as well. No, the thing is, I really like Nuts' strategy about it's doing that zero running back strategy with just stacking up on the wide receivers. Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins, probably going to finish top 2. I mean, especially if Devontae keeps going the way he's going, and DeAndre also has a juicy schedule ahead of him.
What do you think about that running back core, though?
Well, here's the thing.
Do you think actually?
I don't actually know shit about Gaskin, but you
I
have him on your team at one point.
yeah, and Gaskin's intriguing.
Like a hot tag.
He gets all the carries, but he's like not an exciting. He's a non-exciting RB2. Like he's gonna go out there and probably get some yards, but are we gonna see any big flashy plays? Are we gonna see multi-touchdown games?
No.
Probably not. But who knows? Tua's coming in. There's a possibility they're gonna rely on the run game a little bit more. Dolphins' offensive line hasn't been the worst like it has been in the past.
Yeah.
So that's why I like Gaskins.
Well, I just think for Nuts team here, he doesn't need like running back 1. He doesn't really need running back 2 numbers. As long as he gets like flex play out of his players, like J.K. Dobbins, like dude, Mark Ingram's injured. I don't know what's gonna happen there in that.
I don't know, man. That Gus butt.
Yeah, I know.
That's the thing about it is like
giving up 5 points per running back, and then if he has Devontae, Tyler Boyd, and DeAndre, one of them's bound to go off usually. But if not, they have such high floors that he's gonna have consistent wide receiver production every single week.
I think what's just gonna bite him in the ass is weeks like this week where he has one of those hog wide receivers on bye. Which after this week he won't have any more buys with those hog wide receivers. I think that's why this week it might be a little bit of a stretch saying that he wins. But
with the race being so tight right now for those, the 3 and 4, 4 and 3 players,
yeah,
and stuff, I just think that has enough to get in.
All right, well, let's go. Let's change it up a little bit, and obviously we know Sacco bound. Let's not talk about B. Johns. That's a lock so far. What teams are trending down in your book?
Oh yeah, one of my favorites so far of the year. I'm gonna go with Gary Bonds.
Yeah.
Man, I love seeing Gary's team shit the bed.
I think Josh Jacobs was a good trade, but I don't think that saves your season.
No, I don't think so either. I think Gary did what he needed to do with Zeke.
Yeah.
He got, I mean, shit, I think $15 was too much for Zeke, but, you know, maybe that's just my opinion. But at Gary's team, if there's anything about fantasy football, it's that Gare losing. I would rather have Gare lose than me win a ship. Probably 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
I still like my ships, but seeing Gare shit the bed so hard, and especially when he's just sitting over there stroking himself off for not taking the Adderall during the draft, and like he had his little calculator over there giving the budget. I was peak sneaking that though, so I can't even say much about it. But man, Gare's team just really shit the bed, and I would love to see Gare. Here's the thing: if he loses to B. Johns this week, and I just don't know, dude. 2-6 after that, like I don't really know where he can go from there with it.
Gare, you're trending down, bud.
And he's gonna have to.
You're coming down to the ninth level of hell.
Send him down. Yeah.
Okay, so we got Gare going down the hill, just rolling down. I'm gonna go. This is a little bit different one because, you know, he's been looking good the last couple games, but I don't think Trone keeps it up.
Well, yeah, you don't have a wide receiver.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Trone's been getting like this absolutely crazy production, like just these guys just going off huge, like big games, and like I don't know how, but he's averaging a lot of points over his like 4-game winning streak. He started out 0-3, and he really hasn't made any moves to show like there's any difference in his team.
Yeah, no, I know.
So like what I'm saying is like
gone.
he's still doing good, but I think as the season goes, I think Trone's team is going to trend down. I don't think he's trending down right now, but I think after this week, he probably takes an L and he trends down after this. I'm sorry to say it, Trone, but I think you're going to start trending down. The only reason I'm saying that is Allen Robinson doubtful. He's not in this week. Chris Godwin, another injury, puts him out for a week. Who knows next week? Like, the dude's injured all the time, and AB might take some production away. I just don't see where he's going to find these pieces to fill in. His team, and it's not really Trone's fault, his team has just been so injured. And so I think going forward, he doesn't have the depth to keep his team afloat.
So you're saying is Trone should probably make a trade.
I'm saying, and I've talked to Trone about possibly trading. I know he needs some help.
Listen.
Yeah. Calm down to my inferno. Let's make a trade.
Let's make a deal.
Yeah. Make a deal with the devil.
Yeah.
So Trone, it's actually kind of funny because I'm going to touch on him later on in this, but I think starting this week, he trends down.
Yeah.
And that's some foreshadowing, but I think that's true. And if you look at the situation on his team, I think I have some pretty valid points with that.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. Well, all right. Let's go and introduce your new segment here.
Ah,
that
yes.
Come up with.
Yes.
So last week we talked about wingers. Now we're gonna be looking at who's riding T-Pain's train.
Who's riding that train? All right, so T-Pain's trains. We talk about some people, some things that are going on that we're riding it right now.
Right.
So
not driving.
So first talk about a couple teams that have been looking pretty dang good recently. We'll start out with old Steve Ventilator. Steve Van, man, five wins in a row, averaging 110 points per game. That's pretty legit, man. We give you a lot of shit, but this year, we'll see how this trade worked out. I think you benefited from it. And as long as you ride that hot streak,
it's like he benefited, but he lost on it too.
Well, it's
2 trades, I guess. It's technically 2 trades.
Yeah, so it's just I think he made some good moves. We'll see how it pans out. But you can't deny that he's riding that hot train right now. The
Yeah.
steam engine is rolling. They're feeding the coal.
Shove that cold.
110 points per game. Good job, buddy. No one for an O for you.
Ooh.
Yeah. Actually, fuck you.
Give him the X.
Another team, I said I was going to touch on them a little bit more. Peyton's been riding that hot train too, but I think it comes to a screeching halt. 4 wins in a row, 95 points per game. He's been putting up good wins. He's been winning. He put himself back in the playoff race. I just think that train needs a little bit more coal, bud. Just do what Link says and listen.
He's got that cold back.
Yeah, he's got that cold. Yeah, like he's still out. Another Endermon.
Injured Mon.
Okay, let's go to. I actually like this one for Gare. I like Gare's trade, and the only reason I like this trade is because he didn't really give up much. I think he actually climbed up with that going to that Josh Jacobs from that Ezekiel Elliott, and I think the reason why. Last game, Josh Jacobs fell off a little bit, but I would say Buccaneers run defense is legit. And Trent Brown and another offensive lineman, I can't remember his name, but they were both out with COVID. They're back this week. No reason why he can't pick up where he left off. I think Josh Jacobs is going to finish higher than Ezekiel Elliott this year. Wouldn't be surprised, and I think a lot of people would agree. Also, $15 for draft money next year. I think you could really use that wisely, and maybe if you take an Adderall next year, you might be able to pick a good squad. Let's go to a player. This guy's been freaking riding that train since last year. He's been bulldozing. People have been feeding that coal to him all the time. He's blazing hot. Derrick Henry, 23.3 points per game over the last 3 weeks, and he's averaging 115 fucking rushing yards. He also has 4 tutties. I think that's a freaking juicy train that you should be riding on. And Jesse hopped right on that express, and he's going straight for the playoffs.
Yeah, at the beginning of the year when we were drafting and stuff, I don't know why, but I was so skeptical about Derrick Henry just to see if he could repeat what he did.
It was that whole thing in the past. We touched on it last week. Everybody was just like, we remember those times when there was so much hype around him and just never got anything.
Yeah.
And then last person, this guy just had a stellar performance last week. Tyler Lockett, buddy. There you go. Fresh, getting you that dub. Came out hot, just kept riding that train. He got 38 points. He was 15 for 20 for 200 yards and 3 tutties. That's unheard of, dude. The problem is, and it kind of sucks, that he's going to shit the bed the next 2 weeks, and then he'll probably get you another good game. So, but you rode that train while it lasted, and hopefully it continues to go, but I think it's coming to the stop. All right, well, that's it for T-Pain's trains. Perfect. All right, let's move on to our next section. We're going to go with that nice little ranker roulette.
No, we already did that, bud.
No, we're not going to ranker roulette. Oh, we're going
to Willie's Wankers.
Oh, we are? We're going to Willie's Wankers. My bad. Can't really see with this mask on, so.
I'll try this hair. It's like Kurt Cobain on me right now.
Goosh.
Who's a wanker out there? Easy, starting with this one.
Who is it?
Calvin. Spending $15 on Zeke. Now, I know Cal's got this fat hard-on for Zeke, as I do as well. But sometimes you have to be a realist and really just look at the team that they're playing for. I've never seen... I actually don't know if I've ever seen the Cowboys this bad my entire life. Like, we've been bad before, but I mean, no offensive line, no QB, no defense. I mean, I just don't, unless they... Here's the thing. I saw this the other day about Zeke. Zeke is averaging 1.9 yards per carry this season.
It's pretty good.
This is the most fumbles he's ever had in a single career.
I think this is more fumbles he's had in his whole NFL career plus college combined.
And, again, it's just the no offensive line. He's getting hit in the backfield like every other play. So
yeah, it's not good.
Spending $15 on Zeke for a player that you can't even, you can't keep him next year. I mean, because I think, he went for like $74. It just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, why not just ride out that Josh Jacobs? And I know, let's see, what did Calvin get? He got like Michael Gallup, and then I don't remember. That's the thing about this trade. It was like
Michael Gallup's in that Inferno.
Yeah, he's way down in there. So yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me to do that. But speaking of which, with the other trade that Cal was a part of, Gobby trading away AJ Brown. Again, I just told you how hard I was for that Brown.
I think a lot of people are, man.
Oh yeah,
He's a juicer.
easily. I see him like he just looks like he's gonna finish as a top 5 wide receiver this year.
Yeah, like you, like.
He's a special talent.
Well, that's the thing about it. He just started playing again, and the first 3 games, he's so fucking productive.
Yeah, he's getting like what 10? It's like, dude, it feels like 10 targets a game at least. But you in return you get the fucking movement manager, and you get Amari Cooper. You even nicknamed your fucking Amari Cooper Poopers Cooper. Like that, right there should be telling you like I fucked up. The thing is I look at Gobby's wide receivers now and I see Pooper Scooper and fucking Nelson Aguilar. That's no good.
Yeah, not good this week, buddy, but good thing you're playing me.
Yeah.
But you got Will Fuller coming back next week.
Will Fuller coming
You're
back.
just thinking that Christian Kirk. Probably Christian Kirk and Will Fuller is. Will Fuller is kind of looking a little bit more productive this year, but I don't trust that guy as far as I can throw him.
And Ronald Jones is still getting 100 yards a game, so... Well, maybe not last week, but regardless, it's just not... It's a pass-heavy offense anyway,
Yeah.
So, Gobby, once again, you taught yourself a lesson, but at least it wasn't the Gare this time. And then finally, for Trone, make a trade, my boy. I know that you love your players and you ride them until they die, and let me tell you, they are dying. They're down in hell.
Yeah, they're really injured.
They're gone. No wide receivers. Here's the thing: you look at the standings. There's 2 teams at 4-3, and 4 teams at 3-4. I'm just every week going forward, in my mind, is a must-win week. You have to win this week, and Trone is unfortunately playing Cal, who's the hottest team in the league right now.
Well, you got to think about this too. Trone's got the 3rd least amount of points scored on him this year, behind Scheimer and Seaven, which is kind of funny. That Scheimer and Seaven have the best records, and they have the least amount of points scored against them.
Do you know who has the most points scored against them?
Is it you, dude? Oh yeah, because you have a big old piece of shit next to your name.
Doo-doo head. But yeah.
Yeah, you need to make a move. I think you need to make a move.
You touched
bud.
on it before. No depth. This is what happens. When you have no depth and your players start getting injured, you get taught. And then next thing you know, you're heading to the Sacco.
Alright. Well, there we go. Willie's wankas.
Bunch of wankers.
Alright, let's get into these matchups this week.
That's what I'm looking forward to the most.
What?
So that's what I'm looking forward to the most.
Oh yeah, it should be a good one. Should be a good week, guys. Halloween on Saturday, football on Sunday. You know I'm calling out. You know how the Wilsons do.
Yeah.
I ain't making it in. Sorry, AT&T.
Yeah. I gotta work on my other job.
Yeah. All right, we're just gonna go down the list here, buddy.
Yeah, let's go and start. Let's take a look at that Nut versus, or let's go off the team names. I like the team names here.
Okay.
And we'll get the Grateful Dread versus the Batman.
Grateful Dread versus the Batman.
So historically, Nut holds an 8-2 record over Jaden.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking, bud? Jaden's looking pretty good.
I think Jaden's looking pretty good. I think.
Except for last week, I suppose.
Well, yeah, it's gonna be a hard time with old Jared McKinnon in there, but I think Mike Evans, he's gonna teach this week, going against that New York Giants. No Chris Godwin this week. No Antonio Brown. Scotty Miller's banged up. Not many people to feed this week on that passing game, and I think Mike Evans has a couple tutties possibly, especially the G-men. And then I think George Kittle bounces back, obviously. I think Justin Jefferson being back on bye is good too. I think he's just got a couple playmakers on here that's going to make a couple more plays than what old the Grateful Dread can do. So I think I'm taking Jaden this week.
Yeah, I actually think this is going to be a very close matchup. I don't know, I have this inclination that J.K. Dobbins is going to come out and put up more points than we even projected at.
Against Pittsburgh?
Possibly, man. If they focus all their attention on Lamar, I know he can't throw the ball, but he's a hell of a running back. But I just, at some point they got to get that running game going because that's what was working for them last year too.
I think it's going to come down to, I think both QBs go off this week.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I think they both go off, but I think Patrick Mahomes just goes for 30 plus probably. He didn't.
I don't know if he does, dude.
He didn't throw a touchdown last week. I bet you anything there's at least 4 touchdowns.
But what if they just shit on the Jets and it's like, no, we don't even need you in here in the third quarter? Like, fuck.
Nah, dude, they'll get at least 30 plus points in the first half.
You don't think that Clyde's gonna be teaching out there?
I think Clyde will teach, but he doesn't get all those tutties.
Here's the thing: Justin Jefferson's playing against Green Bay. He's probably gonna have. Well, no, Jair Alexander will probably be on D1, but still, they're a tough pass defense. Nuts got Devontae Adams versus Minnesota. I mean, dude, if Nut gets like a 30-point game, not even that, as long as Devontae puts up like 20 points, I could see Nut pulling this out in a tight one.
I think Jane takes it. All right, let's go to the next one.
So up next, we got the Kerry cousins here.
Oh, perfect.
We're looking at Cal versus Trone. Cal holding the 6-5 record over Trone there. Let's go pull this up.
I'm not going to spend too much time on this one. I think Cal takes this one easily.
Yeah, Trone doesn't
have a wide receiver. He doesn't have a wide receiver. Like, Tim Patrick's going out there injured, and he's going against the Chargers D, which is already a good passing defense. And then Allen Robinson's gone. Who's he stick in there? He has no wide receiver.
I don't know, man. They're all either out or on. Dude, they're all injured.
They're all injured.
It's incredible.
They're injured everywhere. Yeah, dude. Cal takes this one.
Yeah, landslide.
All right, let's go to the next.
Well,
and let's touch base on Calvin's team. I think his team has just really good matchups this week. He doesn't have a single matchup on here that I probably wouldn't like. Except for the Ravens defense going against Pittsburgh, that could be a hit. But everybody else has just got good matchups all around. I think that's the reason why matchups this week are gonna.
Oh, we didn't
be in
go off
favor.
the name. Just realized. Ravens Bashful Boys versus cronies. All right, moving on. Next up, we got the True Believers versus 3OW. What does that mean?
I don't understand what 3OW means either.
All right. Well, we got 3OD with a four wins for him. Scheimer 6. So.
Yeah, I'm taking 3OD this week. Julio Jones put up more than he was projected. DK Metcalf comes back strong.
Yeah.
Ronald Jones again going against the Giants defense. Like, I think anybody that's playing against the Giants defense is going to have a strong week. And Le'Veon probably finds the end zone against the Jets. He really wants to teach those Jets a lesson.
Yeah,
Like, we got DJ Dallas, Scotty Miller in here.
Again, it's literally, it goes down to the same thing that Trone's dealing with. Well, actually, that's right. We didn't even. Just thinking about this now, you're trading away that Chris Carson, Kenyon Drake. They were both injured, but you get Joe Mixon back, still injured. He just has too many injuries to deal with, and you're relying on too many boomer bust.
The nice thing about it is Scheimer can give this game away if he needs to.
Yeah.
Get back his team to being healthy, and he'll be good. But I think COD takes this one pretty easily this week.
I do too.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next one.
Next up, we're looking at Seal Super Squad versus Willie Sloppy Seconds. So Garrett holding an 8-3 record over B. Jones.
Damn,
there.
I hope this game's close.
I think it's a dude.
But dude, look at the matchups for Thuggy.
Yeah,
they're all goody. I think B. John's team is just too shitty to win.
I don't know, man. I mean, he doesn't have the worst matchups.
He doesn't have the worst matchups, but I don't
know about Naeem Hines.
I just think whoever plays on his squad just won't teach.
Dude, I'm actually going to take B. Johns in this one.
I hope B. Johns wins, but at the same time...
Okay, here's the reason why. Frank fucking Gore, dude.
But you got Robbie Anderson going out there just putting up a fucking 4.
Okay, but I'm still going to be taking... I mean, if Jonu's healthy...
You're not taking Jonu over Travis Kelce.
No, I know. I'm just saying where he can get points at. Travis Fulgham, though, I don't know, dude, against Dallas. I mean, I hope Jalen Reed...
I didn't even think about this. Like, he's starting a tight end as flex.
Yeah, he's got Richard Rodgers in there, too, so...
Yeah, I don't know. It could be a close one. I think
it's tight.
I'm taking Thuggy by a sliver.
I'm gonna give it to B. Johns mainly because I want B. Johns to win and
Yeah, for sure.
cream all over Garrett's face.
Yeah.
Next we got our boy Fresh there, Murray's Midgets versus the Lab Rats. So Fresh is 0-2 versus Hess. What are you thinking there? This one could be a sneaky good matchup too.
It could be. It could be a nice little game against these guys.
I like in the bump there that calling out since Jesse was shitting on that Tua. Wonder if he comes out there and just takes a dump.
No.
Yeah, no.
I think
Jalen Ramsey will fucking.
I think Jesse takes this one. Derrick Henry's gonna fucking absolutely slay Cincinnati. Boston Scott is gonna do good. I wish Miles.
That's not good for Fresh.
I wish Miles Sanders was playing this week because fuck against Dallas, dude. Yeah, I'm taking Jesse on this one.
Yeah, I think Jesse's got too many fireworks this week. Derrick Henry's gonna take a dump.
I don't think Chris Carson plays.
If Chris Carson plays, maybe it gets interesting. But Tyler Lockett ain't putting up 30 fucking points again.
No. All right, what we got next?
Last two we'll finish up with ours. So we have Pennywise's Playhouse versus Team B John's 11.
Such a dumb name, guy.
Yeah, it is very confusing.
It was like, why? Like, I just don't understand what.
You should be, yeah. You should have kept the spirit of Jenkins.
Yeah, man.
Be fighting for him.
Not for B John's 11.
Yeah, not for B Johns.
Well, I'll let you start this one off. What do you think is going to happen this week?
I'm gonna take a look here. Hold on, I got this hair just hanging in my mouth. Oh, there's some out there.
Yeah, there you go. Split ends.
Yeah, I'm frying this baby. Yeah, man. Guru just got rid of that AJ Brown, and I feel like it just shit on his value of his team so hard. I gotta go with, I mean, I think you just have the better Hogs. James Conner's playing against Baltimore. You got A-Rod versus Minnesota. Like, damn. I mean, you got some tough matchups, but I can't lie. But this game, I think this matchup would be actually closer than you think. I think you squeak it out because fuck Damian Harris. And I don't know, man. Amari Cooper, bro. The Cowboys are just such fucking trash.
Yeah, Mike DiNucci or whatever his name is.
Ben DiNucci.
Ben DiNucci. I don't even know his fucking name. I bet you like his dad was like a probably a broadcaster or like played. He was like probably some like high school star or something like that.
Or
I feel like
family just bought him into college.
Possibly. It sounds DiNucci. It just sounds like a fucking white privilege name.
Fucking DiNucci.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, I think I take this one too. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really interested to see how my acquisition of Mark Andrews and me actually starting Deontay Johnson this week, how that goes.
That's why
he was 100% healthy, so I'm hoping that this.
That's why you go for those players like Mark Andrews because they're supposed to be the elite at their position, so it's supposed to be matchup.
All right, so and by the way, I'm 5-0 against Gabi.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna go 6-0, so we're just gonna keep that train rolling. Gabi's in the 9th level of hell.
That he is, especially after his AJ Brown trade.
All right, so last one: Dick Draggers versus Curb Your Mavthusiasm.
So looks like I was actually kind of shocked by this, Mav. But
Mav, shout out to your Curb Your Enthusiasm podcast. I've listened to that because I've watched a little bit of that. It was good. Nice. I like that. You and Swin just talking about that curb. That's nice. All right. Well,
Mav's curbing for a loss this week.
I think this is going to be an interesting one.
I'm getting that $2 from you, bud.
I think it's going to be interesting. I think you squeak it out though. I think that Alvin Kamara and that Jonathan Taylor lead the way. I think Robert Woods finds his place again. You're taking a nice risk on that Rieger there.
Against that shitty Dallas D.
Against that shitty Dallas D. We'll see. He's coming off those injuries. I think Matt puts up a fight, but I think you take it in the end.
Yeah,
It really hurt without Mike Davis not even putting up double-digit points. It's really shitty. It's really shitty when your RB1 doesn't get double-digit points.
I was pretty fucking... Well, I don't know if he's RB1.
Well, I mean on your team.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually really nervous about that game when Ridley went down there and and I was like, oh my god, here comes Mike Davis, because it was all of a sudden like Mike Davis just put up like 5 points, and all of a sudden it just blew up.
Yeah, I feel like that game was going to be like they had a lot of rushing yards. They just couldn't get a tutty.
But I think with Aaron Jones going out from out there, that really fucked him over. And
yeah, I think with Aaron Jones in there, I was calling it pretty tight. I might take Mav by a.
Mav's just dealing with those injuries too. I mean, once he gets past it, who knows what the fuck he'll do. But
yeah,
I'll be getting my $2 this week though.
There you go.
Go buy me a nice beer down at the Ferry Tavern.
What the?
I can't remember the name.
You join me down in the ninth level of hell.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the tavern. I didn't even really play Zelda all that much, so I just.
I don't remember any of it, but that's just me.
Yeah, just mainly know him from Brawl.
I was more so playing those Warlock games.
Bane.
Yeah, this week was interesting. People got some trades in. That was good. I think a lot of betting's happening.
Yeah. Well, I think
Calvin's just getting into everybody's pocketbooks.
Last week, I think we were talking about how maybe some of the activity there was going to spark a little more juice in the league, and
yeah.
Here we are now. We've got people throwing around cash. It's crazy.
Yeah, well, shout out to the Net Report as always. Really good. Enjoyed the podcast. And then also, shout out to the Bump. Nothing better than claws in football.
Claws in football.
Claws in football.
Man, maybe if you throw a little jewel in there, you never know.
Little jewel.
But, yeah, no, good stuff, boys.
Should be a fun week again.
Yeah.
Per usual.
Everybody have a happy Halloween, too. We're going to be seeing some of you fools, but everybody else enjoy out there. And, yeah, best of luck to everybody except Mav.
Yep.
Listen.
Later.